This is the iconic Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit, bathed in sunshine, as you can see. We're here for the final round of the Molson Group British Sidecar Championship, and having missed Donington Park, series leaders Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement come here with a reduced margin of just 19 points. There are 100 points on the table at this weekend, double points both races. Second in the championship, Sam and Tom Christie have every chance of nicking the title at the very end of the season. But who knows, as we always say in racing, anything can happen. It's going to be terrific. The crowds are flocking in, the weather's great, it's chilly, but we are all looking forward to it. Enjoy. And what a stage, what a great event this is going to be. 19 points between Ellis Clement. That's the standings coming here to Brands ahead of Sam and Tom Christie, who've gone hard all the way. The Birchells have leapt up there to ninth, and they're going to be here today, so what can they do? George Holden Blackstock pretty much assured of fourth and third places respectively. Roger Body leaving the series at the end of this year. There was a presentation to commemorate his involvement. Everyone in the paddock attended. It was a very moving ceremony, actually. What do you get a man who's got everything? Well, you get him an ADM cylinder, and he was very moved. That will go in his museum, on his desk. Brilliant stuff. Well done, Roger. I'm with Roger Body, the man who's been organising, promoting and basically propping up this series now for 12 years as far as I can remember, Roger. You're on the poise now of your team winning the championship, but you're also bowing out of the organisation. What is it like emotionally, that feeling?
It's not too bad, really. I've been thinking about it for several years, so there comes a time when probably somebody can do it better than I can, and you have to bow out at some stage, don't you? So I'm bowing out.
You also took on the organisation of the World Championship, and there's every chance that your team, Santander Salt, can win both the British and the World. I can't remember the last time that happened.
No, I don't think it's probably happened, but it has caused some problems along the way, with a promoter also, winning the championships with his team. But when we took the promotion on, there was nobody else to do it, so, it was felt at the time it was either we did it or nobody else would do it. So, but I think we've sort of plugged that hole, so probably best for me to move aside. For next year, I'm not quite sure what we're doing, whether we'll put any help into teams, but the likelihood we'll still be in a paddock in some shape or form, but probably not with the involvement that we've got at the moment.
It's something that you've had a passion for all your life, so it's unlikely you can just flick that switch.
Yeah, no, you can't. It's always be there anyway, so but I just go fishing or something.
Well, on behalf of everyone who's been involved over the years, as I have, and I'm quite sure I speak for the paddock, a very big thank you for everything you've done.
No, thank you, Barry. Well, perhaps we'll have a little swap, shall we? How about you? Because the same applies to you. Where are you going? What are you going to do? What's your thoughts? Because, the sidecar thing's been the same as me. You've been very involved over the last 12 years and helped push it along with me and the rest of us. So what are you going to do?
Well, it's a good question. I'll miss it as well. But unlike you, I've been earning a little bit of money doing it because this is what I do for a living. You've been freely spending an awful lot of money. A little bit of that came to me every month, and I shall miss that, of course I will. But I've been doing this a long time. Next year will be my 40th year in commentary, and I really want to make that happen. So if I'm in this paddock and I can get the Eurosport work, then that will at least be something.
Yeah, it's good, because I'm sure the paddock doesn't want to see you out of the paddock, but I'm sure something will come from sidecars, and as you say, I know Higgsy always holds you in high regard, so yeah, and thank you for all the work you've done. Very good. Thank you very much.
That's really kind, Roger.
Thank
you very much indeed.
Thanks. I could take your job.
From one old chap to another, let's sit back and enjoy the future. Ben and Tom Birchall, pole position. They'll line up alongside Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement, but the Heath Honda was very, very quick round here. Good to see the Birchall boys back. So 19 points, they've got a job to do in race one. If they don't get it done in race one, then Ellis Clement will have to go on to race two. But good turnout by Kershaw and Charlwood as well on the Quattro Yamaha. Sam and Tom Christie line up alongside them. and they are pretty much assured of second place in the championship, but they still can easily win it if misfortune befalls the championship leader. Blackstock and Rosny in their new livery, but still Express Tyre Services sponsored. A good grid. Emmanuel Clement's pigtail giving them all something to aim for, championship leaders.
So, 10 laps then, green flag at the back of the grid, 10 rows, 10 laps, 20 sidecars, a very, very colourful sight. Lights in at the top of your screen, lights are on, lights are off and away they go. And Ben and Tom Birchall and Kershaw going through into second. Underneath Todd Ellis goes Lewis Blackstock and Paddy Rosny. Ellis getting gobbled up down to 5th place there, the championship leader. And Sam and Tom Christie are ahead of him. Todd Ellis must know that he's got to finish strongly in this race if he wants to put the championship out of sight today. Otherwise, it is going to go all the way to tomorrow and the final race of the season. Meanwhile, enough of the sums. Let's get on with the action. Ben and Tom Birchall, Honda lead. Steve Kershaw, Ryan Charwood on the Quattro Yamaha in second place, making a rare, in fact, a unique appearance in the British Championship this year, having spent all their time fighting to 3rd place in the world, where they will go in 2 weeks' time to Estoril for the conclusion of the World Championship. Here comes Craig Curry and Justin Sharp, teammate to Ben and Tom Birchall on the Birchall Racing Honda, swooping down and moving up a place. Todd Ellis, Emmanuel Clement, number 6, moving steadily. Here they go. Underneath Lewis Blackstock and Paddy Rosny. They were not about to do anything silly at the start. And if Todd Ellis is nothing else, he is a very calculating rider indeed. He knows 10 laps round here is a long way. 25 miles just about of racing. Rob Biggs there, Luke Williams going through. There's Craig Curry, number 17, Craig Clark and Peter Enser going through. They've got a couple of short bikes in the programme. They're generally further down the order because the short chassis don't have the corner speed of these long bikes. But newcomers, let's welcome Rob Atkinson and Mark Middleton. Here goes Kershaw. Kershaw underneath. Kershaw taking the lead. Underneath Ben and Tom Birchall. That was a brilliant, brilliant move. Winner of race 1 here 1 year ago, Steve Kershaw. Steve Kershaw took victory in the opening race as a wild card last year. This year he's not a wild card, he is eligible to score points. And there the has-beens of Craig Horswell and Derek Taylor into the gravel. So the has-beens outfit out of the running. 89 then Hawkswell retiring. Here go the front two. Ben and Tom Birchall then on the Hayth Honda, following the Yamaha. There it is. Looking very, very good. The Yamaha of Kershaw. Birchall back in front. Kershaw fighting back, not having any of that. Ben and Tom Birchall have got a race on their hands here. That's how it took the lead. Really, really strong stuff now. Ellis in 4th on the back of Christie's. These are the two crews battling for the championship, 19 points apart coming into this race. The number 34 crew trailing the crew behind them by 19 points. So already they've eaten into that disadvantage. But it's a very determined Todd Ellis behind. The Christies have to stay with them. They have to stay within 49 points of them in this race to carry it through until tomorrow. Late in the day here at Brands Hatch. The late afternoon sun drying out the track, but as you saw earlier, there is still a very damp part as they come out of Surtees onto the left under the trees. But off the racing line it's damp, on the racing line it's okie doke actually. Birchall's from Christie. Todd Ellis then on the Santander Salt Cabelco Yamaha. Emmanuel Clement, the 25-year-old young French girl from down near Lyon. And Todd Ellis, of course, from Market Raisin up in Lincolnshire, in 4th place, 27 years of age, Todd Ellis. Also leading the World Championship, which he will be going to in Estoril in Portugal in just 2 weeks' time. And it is not inconceivable, in fact he will have already set his cap at winning both series. But first, there's work to do here at Brands Hatch. The flailing leg of Emmanuel Clement as they sweep round behind. He's got Christie's championship adversary, Sam and Tom Christie, number 34. What a season they have had. I was speaking to someone very knowledgeable in the sidecar racing world yesterday, and they said the Christies effectively have jumped to division. If you can compare it to football, they've gone from Division 2, they've skipped Division 1, they're straight in the Premier League. And how they've arrived in the Premier League. They're on the race pace here with the man who's broken just about every lap record in this 2022 season. Talking of lap records, he is the lap record holder here. Here he comes, Todd Ellis. Todd Ellis on the inside of Sam Christie, but no, a bit of smoke from the sidecar wheel. There's a brake on the sidecar wheel. All three wheels are braked, and there is a bias control which allows the driver to check the balance. Live standings we're looking at. So that gap now is down to 13, the deficit. If Christies stay where they are, they have wound in 6 more points on the championship leader, and that will be really significant going into the final race tomorrow. But these 4 outfits at the front there, what a magnificent spectacle this is, not unlike the race we've just seen on the British Superbike calendar, where there were 4 bikes locked together for the first few laps. That's what we've got here. Sam and Tom Christie on the CES, Christie Engineering Services red, white and blue Yamaha. Tom Christie standing in for his brother, who was injured last season with a badly broken ankle. Tom basically stepped up a level as well, jumped in, and they have exceeded all expectations, not just from within the team, but also from here in the commentary box. I have to say, credit where credit's due. Todd Ellis can see the 2 in front getting away. Steve Kershaw, Ryan Charwood, 6/10 of a second they have. Best lap of the Birchells, 1:32.529, which is still 8/10 shy of Todd Ellis's lap record set here in July. We're watching Todd Ellis now, and it's how close do you want it? Nearly nudging the back wheel. 29 then, the Quattro Yamaha race leader. The Honda of Ben and Tom Birchall dropping down over Pilgrim's Drop. That's about 150 miles an hour into Hawthorne. They're at Hawthorne Bend now, sprinting along the short, sharp straight to Westfield. Todd Ellis stalking the Christies. He knows the significance of his race position, and he also knows that they are a very, very capable adversary. Ellis looking every which way. The gap now opening up. The Birchells and Kershaw, the race leader, getting away. And these 4 then have something like 4 seconds over Lewis Blackstock and Paddy Rosney in 5th place, or in 3rd place in the championship. Lee Crawford, Jake Lowther ahead of Rob Biggs and Rick Lawrence, not Oscar Lawrence, because the young lad is poorly. And if you're watching this on the live stream, Oscar, from wherever you are, and I'm hoping now you're out of hospital and back home, but I hope you're enjoying it. What you won't be enjoying, of course, is not being out there. Never mind, son, we'll see you very shortly. 3rd place still, the number 34, Christie Engineering Services white bike, leading the Santander Salt Cabelco Yamaha of Todd Ellis and Emmanuel Clement, unaccustomedly in 4th place. Unable to find a way past Sam and Tom Christie. We are at 2/3 race distance on lap 6 of 10. Well, you saw the caption. That 19 points is now down to 13 deficit. And Sam Christie will be doing everything within his power to keep the hopes of the championship alive, because in all forms of racing, how many times do we say it? It ain't over till it's over. You simply do not know. Anything can happen in motorsport, and almost certainly invariably does. Great race at the front here. further down the order. Who have we got? Well, there's all 20 outfits still running. Oh no, Robinson's out of it, and Mick Fairhurst, the number 19 outfit, sideline. Hawkswell and Taylor, we saw them in the gravel. John Holden and Ashley Hawes out of it with 2 laps completed. Sean and Anthony Hilditch running in 17th place, so those are the back markers, if you like, but this is still the battle for 3rd place, very, very much alive and smoking. Ellis has simply got to find a way past. Fastest lap, 1:32.488 from Steve Kershaw. That is, oh, here goes Ellis, here goes Ellis. Ellis is through, Ellis is through on Christie. Is there a way back? At Surtees, round he goes, Christie cuts back, Ellis went wide. Who's got the speed here? Yamaha plays Yamaha. Up they go, and then over Pilgrim's Drop, absolutely flat out into the right-hander of Hawthorne, and it's Christie again. Precocious move. Great stuff between these two, and this is the battle for the championship. 13 points again. They're back in that position. What a magnificent fight back. Todd Ellis must have thought it was job done there. And he'd be quite right thinking it was job done, because he is really pushing hard now. They are 1 and a bit seconds behind the Birchall brothers. There go the Birchalls. Here comes that battle for 3rd place. Magnificent sidecar racing here for the penultimate round. One more race to go, and it's still game on. On lap 8 of 10. Steve Kershaw, Ryan Charwood, 1 second clear now of Ben and Tom Birchall. Winners of race 1, 2021, and leading race 2, 2022. But this time Ellis looking now, that's his passing place. He likes it down into Graham Hill Bend. He really does like it there. And then along to Surtees. This is where Sam Christie stole the advantage back. Emmanuel Clement with her pigtail flowing from the back of her crash helmet over Pilgrim's Drop. This is quick. You wouldn't want to be diving up the inside there. Something bad would certainly happen there, but here goes Ellis now. Ellis up Westfield. Westfield's got it this time. I don't think there's a way back now for Sam Christie. Is he a spent force? Well, maybe not. We've seen how he can fight back. Dingledell. Down they go. Through and round Stirling. And now away under the bridge. Into Clearways. Up to 3rd place then. So, Ellis in a 32-point position. Christie in a 26-point position. Fastest lap into the 31s for Kershaw. 1:31.999. Now that is 0.2 of a second off the lap record here. Is there a little bit more left under the bonnet of that thing? Let's see what they can do. Penultimate lap. Kershaw and Charwood absolutely on a mission. Magnificent stuff. This is poetry in motion from the Quattro Yamaha, the number 29. Pilgrim's Drop, again they go. Next time round, they'll be starting their final lap. 3rd place for Ellis. And let's have a look. This time they made it stick along, exiting Hawthorne and then into Westfield, up the inside. No way back for Sam Christie, but what a valiant, valiant effort they've put in. Now they're in pursuit. They're in pursuit of Ben and Tom Birchall, but the gap, I suspect, is a bridge too far for Todd Ellis. But my goodness me, they are trying. Race leaders this time round to start their last lap. And this is an immaculate display. On the final lap then, 2.433 miles of the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit for Steve Kershaw, all the way down from Lauder. And Ryan Charwood this passenger from the south of England, and they've been campaigning the World Series all year, and they sit third in the standings in that particular championship, opting not to contest this Molson Group Series for the majority of the season, but they're in here and they are eligible to steal points, and they are going to be stealing 50 points for the victory. All they have to do is bring it home. Now, the fact remains, can they do it again tomorrow? Although they're still only halfway round the final lap. Kershaw and Charlwood on their way to what has been a magnificent victory. Nearly 3 seconds clear last time over the line of Ben and Tom Birchall, with Todd Ellis and Manuel Clement a further 2 seconds back. But we are riding with race leaders and just clear ways now, and there the RAF Belus Honda of Rob Atkinson and Mark Middleton at the back of the field, just about to be gobbled up, but no disgrace there. Here goes the short chassis Honda over the line, so the RAF crew, checkered flag it is for Kershaw and Charlwood, Birchall second, Ellis third. A terrific ride for Sam and Tom Christie. What can I say? Well, they loved that. They absolutely loved that. And not quite a lap record, but fastest lap of the race, 131.999. Just shaving in by 9/1,000ths of a second under the 32-minute barrier. Magnificent race all the way down the order, but confirmation then. Kershaw, Birchall, Ellis. That's the podium. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Christie's fourth, Crawford, Blackstock, Biggs, Holden. Clark Enser running out the top 12, but Curry and Sharp made it through to 10th. And further down the order, where you saw Sean Hilditch pull up with a dodgy leg, just behind Atkinson and Middleton, Graham Cole, Cable, Peach. One year ago at the Brands Hatch finale, Steve Kershaw and Ryan Charlwood won the opening race. Would you believe it? They've done it again this year, and in style. Well done.
Yeah, thanks very much, Barry. It was a really good race, you know. We got a good start, jumped Todd off the line, and then I think start of lap 2 or maybe lap 3, I just thought we had a bit more pace than Ben, and nipped past him into the hairpin, and then we just went about our business, and I was quite surprised actually that we built up a gap, and bike felt good, and Ryan was spot on, and we're really chuffed, you know. We just like to come down here, you know, race Todd and Ben, and just, you know, push hard and see where we get to. So a new PB and a win is super.
You've been focusing on the World Championship this year. Yeah. You're sitting third in that. Last year here you were a wild card. This year you nicked points, and that was important. That could have an impact on the championship.
I guess it does, but I think everybody went out there just not in the thinking of a championship. We're just thinking about just getting a good result for us, or just every team gets a good result for themselves. You know, we got Quattro here, who are obviously a massive help to us, and you know, for them it's their home round because of the Quattro plant BSB round. So you know, we're here to put a performance and a show on for them because they give us the money to keep going. So yeah, you know, it's good racing, and it made it full of grid, and it's more competitive. So yeah, it's all good.
That's exactly the point, the full grid. You know, and I actually mentioned that in commentary. It is such a difference when you've got 20 or 20 plus outfits on there.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You know, when you pull up on the line and you look behind you and you can still see the bike streaming to the line, and you just think, yeah, this is proper. You know, this is where it should be and what it should be. And you know, it's really good to see that this weekend. That's, you know, for everybody, for the sport, it's fantastic. Yeah.
And tomorrow?
Yeah, well, we start 10 now, don't we? We start 10, so we wanted to show what we could do today, you know, fair and square with nobody in the way, and tomorrow we're just going to enjoy ourselves, and what will be, will be.